Hi, stamping friends, it's Sherry Parker coming to you live from Mason, Ohio on Wednesday, July 29th. Thank you for joining me tonight. If I haven't met you, my name is Sherry Parker. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 28 years, and I'm so excited. If you're watching live or even on replay, I do appreciate you. And just a reminder that if you comment on or share my Facebook Live videos, that your name will automatically be drawn or entered to win a drawing each week for the projects that I make. So thanks again for watching. I've got a cute packaging idea for you tonight, and I think it's pretty easy to do, and hopefully you enjoy it. So before I turn my camera around, I will show you what we're gonna feature tonight. So we've got these Gable boxes, and they've come back. They're a little bit smaller than what we've had in the past, but they're really cute. So you can decorate a Gable box a lot of different ways. Tonight we're gonna use Designer Series paper. It's a really quick and easy, fun way to create great packaging, whether it's for just a small gift or for goodies, cookies, brownies, and things like that. So we're going to show you two different ways. I've got a box here that's just got Designer Series paper wrapped all around it. And then I've got another one here, same kind of thing. This is using our fun new Halloween online exclusive. So this is just another way to decorate your Gable box, but with smaller pieces of Designer Series paper. So I'll show you what I mean in just a second. I will turn my camera around and we will get started. For the second project, the one that's takes a little bit more effort, this Gable box here, we will be using the Oh My Fright bundle, stamps and dies. Check those out, really super cute. We'll be using those as well as the Spooktacular Designer Series paper at 6x6. And these are so cute, guys. Like, there are 4 really cute little faces. You got a skeleton, Frankenstein, Dracula, and a pumpkin. And then on the reverse side, you have great stripes, oranges, blacks, and whites. And the cool thing is the black and white, heck, that could be for anything. So you could use that all year, and I think it's just a really cute pack of paper. And we will be featuring our new Gable boxes. So these are really fun. They are just to give you an idea of how big they are, they're 4 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. So when you fold them up, that's about how big they are. So here's a stamp pad to give you kind of a frame of reference. But these are really cute and easy to dress up. So you can you can stamp a Gable box, you can use daubers, you can use blends, you can use anything really to decorate it. But a real quick and easy way to decorate your box is to use Designer Series paper. So I thought I would show you first a really fast way. You can take a piece of a 12x12 Designer Series paper. This happens to be the Valley and Blooms. You will cut it at 3.5, because that's the height of this box, okay? So I went ahead and I did that. And what I would do is put some kind of adhesive. I've got the tear tape, which I feel like is a pretty good adhesive. And I am simply gonna wrap this around my box. But one thing I wanna point out is that the Designer Series paper is 12 inches. It's 12 by 12. The box, if you do the math, you've got 4 inches by 2.5, 4, 2.5. So it's gonna be 13 inches. So you're gonna have a 1-inch gap. So what you'll wanna do is to cut like a little spare piece of paper here that you can just put on the back of your box. Like if you've ever wrapped a gift and you've had a spot where it didn't quite come together, that's what I did there. So I'm gonna just go ahead and stick that on the back, and you'll see what I mean. I'm gonna wrap this around, and then where there's a gap, I'll have that paper there on the back. So I'm simply wrapping this around. See? And there's that 1-inch gap there. So really easy, it'll be hidden. One thing that I'm gonna do to hide that is I'm gonna wrap a piece of ribbon around there, and this time I will have the front be where my ribbon is. I'll just fix that in the front, and then we'll have our little embellishment on top of that. So I'm gonna simply I took a piece of the designer series paper, I stamped Celebrate, I mounted on a square, and then I'll put it on the front, and you're done. That's a very simple, very basic one. But if you want to step it up a little bit, like we're going to do for these Halloween boxes, it's really, really easy to do. So you can get, as fun and decorate it as much as you want. So for this guy, what I did is I took my 6x6 designer series paper pieces here, and I'm going to cut, because we know that the height here is 3.5 inches. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to try to cut him about like this. You want most of his face to show. You don't want to cut off too much. Like with Dracula, you kind of want that little point. So there's my 3.5 height, and then I'll do the same thing for my pumpkin piece. Same kind of thing. And you want to keep all the scraps because we're going to use all these pieces to decorate. So again, I'm just cutting at the 3.5 height mark like that. And then we're simply just going to wrap those around our Gable box. So it's really, really simple. And I went ahead with these and I put the tear tape on it just in the interest of time. But the fun thing here is you could pair up any of the faces. So I've got the pumpkin. I'll have him on one side. Oops, be careful. So you line it up right. I've got to stand up. There. And I'm going to wrap it around the corner like that. Turn it over. And I'm going to do the same thing, this time with my Dracula. So peel off my tear tape backing. I think these little faces are so cute. And wrap him around like that, okay? You'll see there's a gap. Okay, no problem, because what we'll do is I cut some cardstock. I cut 2 pieces of black that are just under 2.5 by 3.5, okay, because that's the same height. And we will simply adhere those, here's my glue, to the side. Like that, and we'll kind of cover up where those come together. So it makes a nice little seam. And we'll do the same thing for this guy. And then really the fun part is just decorating. So you've kind of covered up the 4 panels. We want to do, for this one, we're going to even decorate the top. So from those strips that I cut, save those. And I'm going to use this orange and black stripe for the top. And I'll show you what I mean there. So I'm just simply going to place this right here and then fold the corners down. And then your whole top flap is done. Isn't that easy? I think it's just so cute and easy. And I think these will be awesome for Halloween. I know it's early, it's July still, but if you're like me, it's good to get the ideas flowing now, because once fall hits, it just seems like it's crazy. So you can see how we've even decorated our flaps. So now the fun part, we'll put our box together like that. And we're ready to do some more embellishing. On each side, I've got more of these stripes of paper. I will go ahead and just kind of decorate. So I'm gonna put a little strip of paper on this side and one on this side. And then we're gonna pull out our Oh My Fright stamp set and stamp some little ghosts and bats. So I'm just using simply just a Memento black ink pad. Any black pad would work. I'm gonna do ghosts and bats. And these have coordinating dies that I showed you before. So all you'll do is just simply match them up and run them through your die cut machine. And you can do as many as you wanted. I did a few in advance. I did a couple ghosts and some bats, and even like the little teeny bats. And then the fun part's just decorating. So we could put a ghost here on the side. And then I've got these little bats here. These are not stamped, they're just little die cut bats, but they're really cute. Put one on the side top, and then on this side, I will use my stamped bat. And then put these little guys on the top. So really think they're fun. I'm not like a really super scary Halloween person. I like kind of cutesy Halloween, and I feel like this fits the bill on that. All right, I'm using the little mini dimensionals so you can see. So we've got the sides decorated, and then the fun part is we can add some other fun things. I pulled some ribbon here. I've got Timid Tiger ribbon, and I've got this really cool new iridescent sparkly black. And I'm gonna just simply tie a knot. You obviously put your treat in there first, and then this gives it a nice little pizzazz. And then for the tag, because of course, you want to have some kind of a little tag, I used the die cut from the Oh My Fright. So this die cut here, and then I just cut a piece of this Timid Tiger cardstock. Oh wait, before I glue that down, I'm gonna stamp on it. So I have a little spider web, which I love. And if you look at the sample online on the Stampin' Up website, they have done the Gable box kind of a black, and then they've stamped the spider web in white. It's really cute. I'm gonna stamp Happy Halloween. And whoops, I'm going to put a little piece of designer series paper because again, use those little scraps. They can be nice touches on your projects. We'll go ahead and glue this to our tag and wait till I show you the adorable embellishments. These are called the Bats Ghost Dots, but aren't those so cute? Look at those little ghosts. So we're gonna have to put those on our tag, I think. Let's put a little ghosty, one of the ones we stamped, and a bat. He's a little happy bat. And then we'll find a little spot for a bat on our tag. And one of these ghosts. These are so, so cute. They're really kind of puffy and cute. Okay. All right, so then last thing to do is just to tie our tag onto our Gable box. I've got 4 grandkids, and I think these would just be so stinking fun to give to them. I think they would love them. They might even enjoy just decorating them themselves too. So we'll put a tag. Excuse close up of my hands. I have to stand it up to do it. I'm not coordinated enough otherwise. And we'll just adhere it with a little bow, and you've got a cute little Halloween treat. Isn't that so fun? And I tell you, those die cuts and embellishments and this paper are so fun. Here is a Frankenstein version with a skeleton. So, so cute. So I hope you like these projects. And remember, there's a couple different ways to do them. So you can wrap a piece of card or designer series paper all the way around. You can keep it simple. This one I stepped it up a little bit with die cuts. This one we stepped it up using the tag and different embellishments. So lots of fun things you can do. So I hope you like those. I think they're a lot of fun. Great way to package up treats and gifts and everything. So as I mentioned, every week I give away the projects that I make. And last week I showed you the baby wipe technique where we created an ink pad of our own with ink refills. We used the Begonia Belle. This is the July product of the month. They just announced the August product of the month because August is here in just a couple of days. So check out my website at sherrythomas.stampinup.net. You can get all the details there on July and August. But this is the card we made. It's a Z fold, using these great pink and green colors. And everyone who commented on and shared last week, your name is in here. And we had a lot of people. It was so much fun to see, got my little tear tape in there, to see all of the comments and everything. I think people liked this bleach, not bleach, but baby wipe technique just because it's something a little bit different. All right, the winner of last week's card is right here, Marianne Kinsfitter. So I will be reaching out to you for your address, Marianne, so that I can send you this card since you are last week's winner. And I do thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Keep in touch, and see you in August. Bye.